Now we are live. Okay. Uh, Welcome to our Hockey After Hour, episode 12, May 20th, 2014, at 12:01 a.m. Tonight, with us, after a special line swap due to three of our hosts being missing in action or out in the wilderness. We don't know where they are. They're somewhere. With us tonight is our backup goalie, Josh Eddington, who goes by
Yeah.
on Twitter at J_Eddington23 and on the Reddit, Zandu the Immortal. Josh?
Yeah, yep, that's me. Um,
Alright, cool. And also with us tonight are two special guest hosts filling in. Cassie, who goes by on both Reddit and Twitter as at Abstract Halo,
Yep.
and Amanda, who goes by on Reddit Saturday Night Riot and on Twitter at Fabuloshi. And I am the only one who's the main host tonight, due to our other host being absent. I'm Andrew, and I go on Reddit as APAD and on Twitter at Andrew Paddock.
that's
So,
spelled
guys,
with a Y.
Yes.
spelt
Well,
with a
I
Y.
do host, but not this one, so.
Yep. Cassie's the host of the Puckin' Awesome podcast, which was on earlier tonight. Another fantastic episode.
Oh, I loved it.
So, yeah. This will be
So,
fun.
so let's dive right into it.
Well, let's just get it out of the way. Abs.
Abs Rangers.
I guess going to the Eastern Conference Finals is priceless.
For everything
I
else,
don't
that's
laugh,
Chris
I
Kreider.
cry.
I'm
Yeah.
Chris Kreider, and I approve this message.
Yeah. Andrew, do you want to share the video that you showed us on the our HockeyCast account?
Yes.
I think everyone should see that.
That's
Even I, as a Habs fan, laughed at it, so.
I mean, it's important to laugh at your own team every once in a while. Like I as a Lightning fan do it sometimes.
as a Sabres fan, I did that. I do that a lot. After a while, it's like, oh, they did something. That's not gonna last.
Yeah, the Islanders are like that too. But anyway, so in tonight's game, the Rangers now have a 2-up lead on the Canadians, beating them by a score of 3-1.
So, I mean, aside from Price being out for the entire conference finals now, what do the Habs like? What has led to this? For me, I think it's speed. I think the Rangers are honestly too fast for them.
Yeah.
They're too set up still for playing the Bruins.
Yeah,
I think that, and I mean, we'd be kidding ourselves if Price wasn't a factor in this.
Oh yeah, he is like Ben Bishop, which is so ironic to say, because he helped carry his team, and without him, they are so screwed.
Yeah, and this going into the series, I was pretty much of the mindset that it's going to be a goaltending clinic, and whichever goaltender is the better is going to just take the series. It's come down to Lundqvist versus Budaj and an AHL goalie.
Yeah, I mean, like,
And Lundqvist is always going to win that one.
It's almost anticlimactic if you think about it. Everyone was hoping for this like great goalie showdown, but
oh yeah, it's like Olympic gold medal match, round 2, you know?
Yeah.
Not anymore. I mean, like, I honestly turned on the stream tonight, saw who was in net, and went, who?
Tokowski.
You're a Lightning fan, you should know who he is. But, I mean,
And I don't understand why they started him instead of Budai.
no, it makes sense to me because the 2 games he played, he did really well for the Habs, and, you know, better have him in and lose tonight than have Budai in and lose, and then what do you have for game 3?
Tokowski?
Yeah, but if he does this again,
And I think the worst part of that is that both these losses are in Montreal.
Oh, yeah,
So-
that's...
Yeah.
If there's a key to beating Montreal, it is winning in Montreal.
And
Yeah.
they've done it.
Yeah.
Plus, they're gonna go to a very, very loud Madison Square Garden for 3 and
Oh,
4.
loud.
that is...
Very loud. I know
Yeah.
Montreal. I know Montreal's no stranger to noise, but
So when
playoff
it's against
time.
them,
Yeah, playoff time in Madison Square Garden, it gets loud.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And
I'm so excited to watch Game 3 now.
I do think the series will go 5, though. I think Montreal will at least win 1 game.
Yeah.
I
I will
can't see
be
a
very... I will be very surprised if they do manage the sweep.
Yeah.
I will cry a lot if that happens.
So will I. I mean, there'll be tears of joy, but I mean,
Well,
you
mine
know.
will be of sadness, and I won't get out of bed for like 3 days.
Part of me wants to see a reverse sweep of the Rangers, even though it wouldn't happen, because just how like hilarious it'd be to just see all my Ranger fans react to that. Part of me
Yeah.
wants to see that.
And I'm also sure that the Chicago fans or the Kings fans will be extremely grateful that they don't have to pay some Stanley Cup final Lundqvist.
Yeah.
Because let's be real here.
Stanley
I'm
Cup
fun-
Final Olympus is scary.
Oh god, yes.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Ari fears him.
It's actually pretty interesting with Lundqvist though. Earlier this season, there were a lot of Ranger fans questioning Lundqvist's capacity with Talbot coming up in net. I know it was just like a small aside conversation, but at one point, like December, early January, there was serious talk of, okay, we have Lundqvist, but after this season, what should we do with Talbot going forward?
Ugh. That's
Yeah, that
so many goaltenders moving this off season.
it's weird.
Yeah.
But hey,
Speaking of one,
as a Tampa fan, you know, I'll take any second, like, you know, backup goalies that you want. You know,
So no more Lindback.
the thing is, he's very streaky because, like, you know, you saw at the end of the season how he put up like that 3 to 5 game stretch of just sheer awesomeness, and then we get shut out,
yeah,
just swept. And then, like, you know, all the stuff before, and I'm just like, we can't do the same thing we did this past year and rely on Bishop, but we also can't throw Godlewski to the wolves just yet. I want him to develop one more year in Syracuse, and then we go and...
Yeah, we can only have one Latvian in the league right now at a time.
Oh god, I'm so excited for him. So excited. Next,
If we didn't have so many goalies, I'd be like, okay with the Sabres trying to get him, but we don't need goalies.
yeah. But yeah, so what in the world does happen to Talbot though? Because I have no idea.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Didn't Lundqvist actually just sign an extension recently?
Yes.
So
And
Talbot,
his contract is going to dictate what Miller gets.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Talbot could be on the move, and if there's any team looking for an up and coming team, or just a team looking for an up and coming goaltender in general, I would give a serious consideration to Talbot. He looks very talented and has a lot of potential.
And he'll
Oh,
come
yeah.
cheap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
I just looked at Lundqvist's contract.
Ooh, what is it?
He's signed until 2021, and he's making his cap hit is 8.5 a year.
Oh,
ooh, how old will he be in 2021?
Not. Well, he's 32 currently.
wow.
That ooh,
Uh,
albatross contract.
Yeah, and he's making in cash. He's making 11 mil this year or next year, and then 10 the following. But his cap hit is 8.5.
Oh God.
And let's see.
Leave it to New York teams to sign long-term contracts.
Yeah.
at least, he doesn't just break his face on goalie fights. They've
Yeah.
got that going for them.
Fine when his contract expires.
Just,
Actually, 40 because of when his birthday is. But yes.
Ooh.
wow. I mean, it's no Marty Berger, but still.
8.5.
I could see this contract of being good initially and then backfiring later on.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way he's going to stay that healthy until he's 40, especially given the fact it's natural that the body breaks down as you get older.
Yeah. I think they'll start phasing him out. He'll still be their main goalie for a good 3-4 years, maybe,
Yeah.
at the most. But then they're going to start either equal time or backup.
It'll probably be in the 6th year, equal time, 7th, 8th, slowly transitioning to that backup phase.
Next, just for a frame of reference, besides my Thunder, 7 mil is what Rask is going to have for a cap hit, as well as Rene. Other than that, it's about 6.5 and down for the better goalies. So Lundqvist's cap hit is 8.5. Rask is going to have a 7 mil cap hit. That's a massive drop off between talent and price.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, speaking of goaltenders, where do you guys think Miller's going to land?
California.
It's
Yeah.
back on the West Coast.
And we're all Eastern Conference fans right now. so
Thank
it's like,
you.
go
Yeah.
West.
Get out of here.
Dumb now from thinking that it was really going to be Miller Allen.
I didn't think so.
I was hoping.
The only thing that I'm disappointed in with him not signing with the Blues is the Sabres are not going to get that second first-round pick for this year.
Yeah.
Still get a pick from the Islanders.
Well, we also still get a pick from St. Louis for next year for first round.
Oh, cool.
So if he had signed before the draft day, this year we would have gotten 2014's pick as well.
Ooh, that would have been nice.
Yeah, we still have the 2015 first round pick from them.
That's going to be real nice, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of Miller going to Anaheim, being the starter there with Gibson and Anderson being the backups. That sounds like a pretty decent plan.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's also the possibility of him going to San Jose, since there's been talk of possibly trading Nemo. Which, that's just...
That San Jose situation is...
It's nasty.
Yeah,
I
I think it's a lot of overreaction.
I honestly feel sorry for Jess right now. Because just the amount of shit that they've been put through.
It wasn't so much a goalie collapse; it was just a complete team collapse.
Yeah.
And I think they're overreacting the whole situation.
Yeah.
At least they're reacting, because you can't really say that about the Penguins more than
Well,
done.
Firing Shiro was sort of a reaction.
Yeah.
I guess really, when you think about it, just going for anyone you can grab who will come to you is not really smart, but ever since the bronze medal game, I have not been the biggest Bowsma fan.
Yeah, I don't like him as a coach, and that was just from the Olympics watching that. But
Mm.
I think if you're gonna fire the GM, you should just get the coach to go as well. Just take him with you. But there's a few theories on why that didn't happen. So
Mm.
Also, speaking of goalies, Ari, fellow host of the Puckin' Awesome podcast, just tweeted at us. Gotta pay them goalies to be a real contender. What do you do? Let him walk? He gets at least that on the market.
for Lundqvist's contract, I'm assuming
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
his contract is going to dictate the market for other goalies. You don't want to let him walk because he's one of the best goalies right now we have in the league.
I'd say the best.
Yeah.
It's between him and Rask for me on who the best is.
Yeah.
But it's going to dictate what Miller gets, really. His contract and Rask's contract is going to be what determines how much Miller's going to make if someone's going to pay him that much.
Oh yeah.
I can't
Well-
see though other teams giving someone a Lundqvist-sized contract. It could be an isolated incident because just looking at other sports in general, long-term contracts, other teams usually try and avoid that because of the long-term issues that could have. So it could be interesting to see what the reaction is from how GMs and even agents want to go about this.
You would think that, but look at like other long-term contracts for goalies. Luongo got what, 12 years?
True. Yeah.
Quick got 10. I mean, they're still massive contracts. So it's
Yeah. That's true.
that's one of those weird things where, like, Rene's contract is 7 years, Rask's is 8, Lundqvist is 7, Price, Ward, Crawford are all 6-year contracts. So
It's
that's
just
about the length. Because I think the max is 8 now if they are re-signing with their team.
I want to say so.
Yeah.
But even then, I think that's still a bit too long to sign somebody long term.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
I don't see Anaheim picking Miller up for a long-term solution.
No.
That's going to be 3-4 years, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see a few teams like Winnipeg picking him up for a long-term solution, but he doesn't
Yeah.
want to go there.
Just anybody?
Yeah.
It's nicknamed Winterpeg for a reason.
Yeah.
I can't actually see a long term. If the Jets were to sign him, I think it would actually be like another 3-4 deal because they have two pretty good goaltenders in the wings waiting to be called up. Hutchinson and Hellebuck, I think the other guy's name is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But then that again, that narrows down what teams need a goalie.
Yep. Then again, Winnipeg also has the issue with the Pavlik contract still.
Oh, let's see how nasty his is.
As someone who owns a Pavlik jersey for some reason, why did you do that?
Oh, his contract is 3.9, his cap hit. But how long is it? Oh, it's only like 4 more years, but he's a terrible player.
But he lied about, not having that DUI to get it.
Yeah.
And And he's going to get paid more towards the back end of his contract than the front end.
Oh god, the backloaded contract.
Oh,
It's a backloaded contract. His cap hit is still 3.9 no matter what. But this year he made 3.5 and hard cash, and in 2016-17 he'll make 4.75. And yeah.
Honestly, having watched him for 3 years before they moved to Winnipeg, not smart.
Yeah, they didn't.
He had the one period after the whole fainting thing where he was unstoppable, and I wouldn't sign him on something that good based on that.
Yeah, it's.
Um, could Miller potentially go to Minnesota?
No.
No.
And I actually have reasons why. Minnesota's got 4 goaltenders right now they're running with.
Oh.
Harding,
Harding,
Briz.
Backstrom, Kemper, and Briz. Harding, I don't see him ever playing another game. He can retire. There'll probably be no problems with the cap, or they'll stick him on long-term injured reserve. So that's fine. But Backstrom, that contract was signed after the new CBA. It's a 35 and over contract, and he's making 3.4 mil a year first cap hit. He can't retire because it'll screw them on the cap. He can't be traded because there's a no trade clause on it. They can't do anything with him.
Ooh.
And then if they're gonna go after Vanek, they're not gonna have room for Miller.
Oh, okay.
That is true.
Their goaltending situation with Backstrom taking up that much space, and in that situation, if they can stick him on long-term injured reserve like the Flyers do with Pronger, it could work out. But that contract is horrible. He's old.
Yeah.
I don't know. Worst. As someone who's the worst goalie contract to me personally will always still be the DiPietro contract,
Oh
Oh,
God.
just because of his injuries.
That was just a dumb move.
oh God, no.
Yeah, and I have nothing. I follow the Wild as a second team, and I think that they might have to just keep Briz as a backup to Kemp, because Kemper's still young and Briz is cheap.
Is Kemper the long-term solution?
Going forward, I would like to think so. They can't rely on Harding.
No, because of his MS.
Yeah, I don't think it's sad to say this, but I don't think he's ever going to play another game. So it's really sad. They traded us their other goalie prospect. So so that narrows down another team that can't take Miller.
Yeah, yeah. Tampa, they're not going to go for Miller.
Buffalo doesn't want him back. I mean, some fans do, but
Breaking news: Florida signs Ryan Miller.
Oh,
Watch it happen.
the Islanders are, I think, what the hope is to stick.
We're gonna go with Halak.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense for you guys.
Although I do remember a time when there was serious talk about actually trying to trade for Miller, like a year ago. But
Yeah.
that ship sailed. It's gonna be Halak, Nabokov, Nielsen. That's the way it looks like we're gonna go. Which is pretty good because Nabokov can't play every day because of his injuries and his age. Nielsen is basically a substitute for Swiss cheese. And I like Halak a lot. Just his groin scares me.
Yeah, so Vancouver possibly.
Mm,
But I don't see. I see their new management, I guess, wants to put faith in Lack.
it's understandable.
Yeah.
It's risky.
Well, I mean, they're completely changing management, so I mean, of course, everything's risky at this point.
This is true.
They're just trying to basically undo and redo everything Mike Gillis did
Yeah.
without causing much of a stir up.
Yeah, it's.
Too much of a stirrup.
Yep.
I'm not sure if that will work.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of teams that really have, had struggling goaltending problems. Oilers seem to have fixed theirs.
Scribbins.
Yep.
Um,
Toronto?
uh,
No.
no, we want to keep Ryan Miller out of the East, remember?
True.
I don't think
Phoenix.
Ryan Miller's going to go to Toronto. His entire career up until he got traded, he made his bank destroying the hopes and dreams of Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Teaming up with Randy Carlyle would destroy the hopes and dreams still of Maple Leafs fans.
This is true. This is true. But trading Miller to Toronto is like trading Vanek to the Bruins. Eh.
Ugh.
That makes me.
Yeah.
What about Phoenix?
To get Mike Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Smith's a decent goalie. How long was this? Oh, he's signed until 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to happen then. Unless they decide to put him as backup. I mean, like, who is their backup? I don't even know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I feel like it's right there, but I can't think of it.
But Miller's not going to go to a team to be a backup.
Yeah.
Well, I meant put Smith as backup and then.
I don't even see Smith backing someone.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to want to pay your backup almost $6 million a year.
That's true.
Let's see.
So where-
Washington has Holtby, which
Yeah,
is pretty
Newberg.
solid. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at all these teams, and it's like there's not many options.
Miller to KHL.
You like that
Lots.
suggestion?
No, that's Locke's. Locke's Dies of Happiness.
Well, we brought it up in the fucking awesome as well. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that. Somebody just tweeted KHL. Count on it.
I think if he goes to Russia, everybody will rejoice.
Yeah, no. That, just the entire country. All the hockey fans just go, yes!
It's like he's not in the East, he's not in the West.
I would be disappointed. Just
So would I, but I'd be thankful.
There's going to be a team that picks him up, and they might.
Oh, yeah. The question is who.
Yeah, and Anaheim's looking like the best option.
Yeah. Short-term contract in LA. He spends time with his wife.
Can you blame him for
Everybody-
wanting to be near his wife?
Really, I mean,
She a
As
pretty
a-
gal.
yeah, she's pretty attractive, yes.
he is hot.
She a pretty gal.
Yeah, you can't blame the guy.
Uh,
I mean, really, if he were to stay in the NHL, I think Anaheim makes the most sense since they've made it clear, like, Killer, whatever. He almost seems like it'd be a perfect fit over there.
Yeah, and he'll be happy. And I don't know if they have the space, but
yeah.
let's see. Magical Cap Geek.
Armchair GMs.
Yes, tell us how to make this work. Who wants to make you happy, Ryan?
They have the space.
Alright.
Ooh.
That seems
They
like
have-
it's confirmed.
They have 22 mil in space.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so they can make it work. Currently, going into next year, Buffalo is the lowest. They have 32 mil in space, with the Islanders spending just a tiny bit more than them.
Yay, we're spending money.
Yay! The Buffalo will spend money. We just need to. We have a couple young guys that need to be re-signed, and one annoying finished guy that needs to go away. But
You,
yeah, I think Anaheim's looking like they have enough space. Not sure who they need to re-sign and who's key, but it looks like they have their main core locked up for a while. So there's that.
Yes, the lack of Timu doesn't help.
Yeah,
Or does help.
yeah.
Doesn't help my feelings.
and Koivu.
I'm only
It's-
pretending one Finn's retiring.
It's too hard to pretend the other.
Yes.
Yeah, Anaheim has the space for him. I know they want to go with Gibson going forward, but
I'd say give him a couple more years to develop.
yeah, he's only 20.
Yeah, I definitely think the 3 to 4 year contract would definitely be the best route for that. And by then, somebody else will definitely pick up Miller if
Yeah.
they don't keep him. So, question: there is no hockey on tomorrow. What are you guys doing? Because I mean, I just can't. I can't get over that fact.
Yeah.
Watching.
I actually have plans that aren't
Ooh.
hockey related for once.
Wow.
I'm gonna catch up on Worlds during the day, but I have to go take my car and get it fixed. So
Oh,
they're not great plans. They're just plans.
In just a little over 5 hours, I must be at my precinct. I am running voting day, or election day, primary election day here,
Nice.
until 8:30, so it works out perfectly that there is no hockey. As last time I missed out on a good game.
which one was that?
It was Habs and Blues, and it went to the shootout. It was like Oshie versus Galchenyuk, which would be like the ultimate American showdown between each other.
I'm driving back to the Bronx tomorrow, so
Ooh, fun.
go back to my apartment and gonna hang out with my friends,
It's always fun.
play a little
Nice.
handball.
Ooh,
Yep.
good stuff. I think the only thing I have is Actually, I don't have anything. First thing that I have planned is possibly going to see what is it? Amazing Spider-Man 2 on Wednesday.
Nice.
Finally.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you first.
I was gonna say I've been hearing that Godzilla was the better movie.
That's what I was about to say. I really, 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 really need to see Godzilla.
Oh yeah. But like my friend that I'm going with, he actually saw Godzilla tonight, and I'm just like, I don't want to repeat, so we'll repeat for him.
Fair enough.
So I'm just like, yeah, Spider-Man. 'Cause I've been meaning to see that anyways.
I need to see it in IMAX just to get the full effect.
Oh yeah. Wait, Godzilla or Amazing?
Godzilla.
Yeah, that's gonna be so good in IMAX.
Yeah.
Forget it. I'm gonna talk my friend into seeing Godzilla again, just because.
Yeah. I saw Pacific Rim in IMAX and it was amazing.
Oh my god, I regret not seeing that in theaters.
Oh,
It is my favorite movie. Oh yeah, by the way, quick shout out. Ari, aka Ari Raid, and we have determined that we are drift compatible. Because 3 times today we have made the exact same joke at the same instance.
Nice.
Nice.
And so yeah, that's been determined. Our Jaeger is going to be called Rocket Richards.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
So if there's an actual kaiju attack, we know who to call.
exactly. It's not Ghostbusters. It is Ari and I.
Nice.
I almost feel embarrassed. I jokingly said, so I grew up outside Chicago, but it was before anyone cared about the Blackhawks. So, jokingly said I was gonna hop on the bandwagon. No one would ever notice I wasn't there. And my cousin was being very nice about it. I got a well. I guess the price train is over, eh? Welcome back to the Chicago fold. I was not being serious. Now I'm sad. But it's always been very fun, especially over the past few months when people are like, you like the Habs? To be like, yeah, I'm from outside Chicago, and then like I feel the mind explosion over the internet.
That was kind of like today. I live where I'm living. There's like only Wild fans, and I was at the coffee shop, and I look over and I saw somebody sitting there with a Sabres hat on. I'm like, there's another one.
Oh, that reminds me.
It's like
Not really Sabres, but the last time I went out to watch hockey, I thought I'd go down the street and watch Habs Leafs. The only other people there watching hockey were these 2 Blue Jackets fans. Or no, wait, they were Sabres fans. They were watching a Sabres Blue Jackets game, and there were 2 of them, and I was the only Habs fan. And that was the saddest moment of my life, was when I realized Sabres fans outnumbered me here.
Aw. Yeah, I found another one, and I was like, it's like finding a unicorn. And I was trying to figure out how I was gonna approach him because he was busy studying, and I was like, I don't want to go up there and be like, hey, I know your pain. But so I just let him walk out the door, and it was sad. But I found one.
Yeah. Don't think I found any Tampa fans up in Ohio. Makes me sad. But then again, who in the world leaves Florida for Ohio? Well, aside from me.
I have a friend who's a Sabres fan.
Ooh.
Yep. She has not been happy the last few years. Yep. That's her usual reaction.
It's been a slow decline into this terrible season for the past couple of years, but the thing is that we were good not too long ago.
Yep.
So have that going for us, but
That 06 team was amazing.
mhm.
Looking at the Twitter right now, it seems we have a bunch of questions that we could take a shot at answering.
All right, let's go for it.
Which ones are we going after?
It seems 2 of them from Aisha are specifically directed at me, so I'll answer those. But this one from at Ari_raid. I don't know why I include the underscore every time. But, who would be the funniest possible person to accept the cup for New York? Acceptable answers include Dolan, Bettman, and Kovalchuk.
Wait, for New York, or just in general?
If the Rangers win the Stanley Cup, who would be the funniest possible person?
Well, I can tell you the saddest person for me would be Marty St. Louis. But funniest... Oh, man. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think, I mean, on a serious note, it should be Lundqvist that gets to get it second, but yeah, I don't know.
My answer for this is okay. So the Rangers win the cup. It's in the Garden. Charles Wang shows up, struts out onto the ice like he's the biggest man in town, grabs the microphone, shouts, "Islander fans, we did it!" grabs the cup and just runs away outside the Garden.
Is this before or after he sells the team?
And
This
then
would
he
be
hands
before.
it to Pietro,
so-
who hurts himself.
And then DiPietro shows up and takes the Conn Smythe trophy.
And strains his back.
Yep. And that is how the Islanders stole the 2014 Stanley Cup.
That
And then Vanek reveals that it was him all along.
oh,
Oh my god.
Now you see, my personal favorite thing would be if Ryan Miller came in, just like, oh, thanks guys, St. Louis, we finally won it, I finally got my cup. And then just the look of realization of disappointment.
I don't think I can handle Sad Miller. Sad Miller is much worse than Sad Lundqvist.
Man.
If you just look up the Olympics, like Sad Miller, totally worse than Lundqvist when he's sad. Oh. What other questions we have?
Okay, so these two are specifically directed at me because Arsenal won the FA Cup from Aisha, and they are APAD. What do you think of Tottenham? What do you think of shit? Hashtag SOT, and how does it feel to be in Arsenal's shadow? My response is, quite frankly, I don't care if Arsenal wins as long as Tottenham does successful. Yeah, we had a rough season, but we'll get at you next year. Just walking the fine line right here.
What? That works. All right, let's see.
Oh yeah, there was one that I had favorited. At Peak of Good Living. So, would you rather A, keep Bilsma and fire Shero, B, keep Carlisle and fire Nonis, or C, keep Garth Snow and hire Milbury?
Ugh.
So what do we do?
Die?
That's a good start. Let's see.
I have to look at that.
Hmm.
Complicated for my brain right now.
Yeah, we bit complicated. Let's see.
Out of all those, the lessest evil would be keeping Bylsma. Carla can't work a toaster, and Mulberry, I can't even. This is the scientific answer. And I am very good at picking the lesser of evils in questions.
Yeah, I think that it'd probably have to be keeping Bilsma and firing Shero.
Yeah,
And I could live with that.
I still don't understand why they didn't just get rid of both, but
I know, I
Maybe.
feel like of all things, like Sharrow's ridiculous rip-offs and trades. I mean, I guess pulling that off doesn't exactly mean there's cohesiveness, but the whole inability to adapt to situations is not exactly good either.
Yeah. I don't know. Andrew, what's your opinion on this?
Can you repeat the question again?
Okay, you can either keep Billsma and fire Sharrow, keep Carlisle and fire Nonus, or um, fire. What was it? Your fire Garth Snow and hire Milbury.
Oh God. Nope. Oh God. The PSD is triggering again.
It's okay. You'll be okay.
Looking at the Pittsburgh situation, the firing of Shearer was I felt very knee-jerk, but it looks like they're gonna go for a change in culture, GM-wise and possibly coaching-wise, depending on who they hire.
Yeah.
With regard, I do think Carlisle should have been fired in Toronto. Definitely fired.
There's nobody that doesn't think that.
It was just a good joke by Shanny. And Mike Milbury should never, ever, ever go near the Islanders again. And I'm actually starting to have second thoughts about Garth Snow because every time it's at a point where we have all these prospects, Strome, DeHaan, hell, even Nielsen has a lot of potential if he could just not be Swiss cheese, but or instead just be like a nice Gouda. But but I'm so tired of hearing, yeah, we're building for the future, we're building for the future, because we're at a point where we have these guys and we should be like adding veteran presence and adjusting our defensive schemes to being a talented team. This season, Joe, is just frustrating.
You know nothing, Garth Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
If he doesn't trade the draft pick we have for this year's draft, I will flip out.
Oh, you want him to get rid of the 14 pick?
Get rid of the 14 pick, go for 15, because the 15 draft looks much more stacked.
Unfortunately, all the rumors are pointing towards.
Yeah, he's gonna trade 15.
Yep.
God.
It's because it looks bad to give up a top 5 draft pick. And he thinks that the Islanders are going to be better next year.
I could see it realistically, and I'm being very realistic in this statement, I could see us possibly getting in as the ceiling being a 6th seed, but in reality us fighting for an 8th, at least getting the 8th spot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, potentially, if Tavares stays healthy and everything clicks.
Right.
Yeah. That's really the best I got. The other fear I have is us playing this dangerous game of constantly fighting for the 8th seed, which I always find that looking at the standings conference-wise, if you're in that middle of the pack area, like 9th, 10th, and 8th, you're always consistently there, you're playing the dangerous game of just being really a mediocre team with really no improvement.
That sums up the Sabres for a while.
Yeah.
We would make that last-minute push for the playoffs, but fall short of first round, and it's. Yeah, that's why the Leafs are in a worse situation than we are. Is not only did they have an epic collapse, they also are in the middle of the pack, so they're not going to have a good draft pick. So,
Yeah.
and there's the Leafs.
Uh,
We have any more
we-
questions?
Let's see. Du-du-du. Let's see. Let's see. A few Potvin sucks tweets. Nice.
Those don't get old.
No.
um,
God, I kind of wish the others could still do the 1940 chant. Let's see.
Hmm.
Best song to sing when drunk from at Ari Raid.
Chelsea Dagger. Gotta be Chelsea Dagger. It's an
Chelsea
easy
Dagger's
song
not
to sing.
fun for me to sing drunk, though.
I mean, it's a fun song in general.
Yeah, but
Actually, anything by the Fratellis is just fun to listen to.
I usually don't sing when I'm drunk, though. So that's like,
Oh,
Me either.
Yeah.
okay. So I did it once, and it was horrible. So I
Actually, I should take that back. I did do some sort of karaoke at Halloween because people were like, "Your costume looks like Cyndi Lauper." So what did I do?
saying
I took it
girls just
serious.
want to have fun.
yeah.
No, I think it was that True Colors song.
You should have went with Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
I don't think it was in that game. It was that karaoke whatever game.
Yeah, but I mean that's
I have
like,
an N64. Don't ask me game things.
but it is like the quintessential Cyndi Lauper song.
I know, but it wasn't on there. It's not my fault. I sang Material Girl also.
Yeah, I did. What had happened is I sing, and I've had this theory when I was so trashed. It was a bad thing, but I had the theory that because I'm already a good singer, and that when people are drunk, they're singing, they think their singing improves. That if I'm drinking and I'm singing, it'll be the best thing in the world. No, the answer is no. And it was Lady Gaga. So
Ooh,
yeah,
she was an opera star.
yes, but when you're drunk, that's not.
Not too
Any
much.
technique you have is just gone.
That's when the key is to not have a technique like me. I'm not a singer, and yet apparently I get compliments on my singing. It's surprising.
Are the compliments that you have a voice of Fergie and Jesus?
I don't know. Ask Ari, because apparently she enjoys my singing.
Interesting. Let's see. Some other questions. Aria tweeted at me, "You're just now having second thoughts about snow." My answer is yes. Long-term answer is, oh my god, yes.
Wait, you had faith in him?
You see, the thing is, Islander fans catch on very slow. Because we at least want to give him a shot to see what we can do. And after the whole return of Neil Smith was good, but didn't seem to want to do anything. Charles Wang kicking LaFontaine out of the organization, which is the reason why his number's not retired yet. And Milbury is at least, Snow's here. Let's just give him a shot to see what he can do. And I mean, he's done some good things. He's drafted Okposo. He drafted Tavares. But it's only now, more recently, now trying to figure out, oh my god, we've done these things, but we're not progressing.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't reached Milbury level yet, where he's trading, basically doing Luongo, Chara, and all these other terrible trades.
But it's getting bad.
It's, I wouldn't say getting bad, it's getting to a palpable, silent, oh my god, I'm mad as hell. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, he's got Bruce Banner.
I don't know. I think you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's just I don't. What you guys need to do is get new owners. Just
That's
a new
ba-
owner.
That's
Yeah.
basically it. It comes down to Wong. He's used the organization as another way to collect money. The man's a billionaire and could spend so much on the organization and improve it, but we need someone new. Hopefully this new owner can like work something out with Nassau County to bring the team back from Brooklyn, because it's not going to really work out in the Barclays Center. The arena's not built for hockey in any real capacity.
Yeah. But is where they're playing now? It's not in a great shape.
The Coliseum.
Yeah.
The Coliseum is a dump, but it's our dump. It's falling apart and it's dilapidated, but when it's at capacity, that place rocks.
I bet.
It's
Yeah.
the first few Islander games I went to in the early 2000s were sellouts, and oh my god, that was the loudest crowd I've ever heard.
I'd have to say the loudest I ever heard was the last home game of the Columbus Blue Jackets game.
Yeah, that's basically what the Coliseum was sold out. That's what I heard from those Columbus games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys haven't sold out in a long time.
Yeah.
It was pretty intimidating when I was down in Tampa for the second game of the first round. I think I was walking around just yelling, "Go Habs, go!" And all of a sudden it was, "Let's go Lightning!" It was almost like a war, and I've never been somewhere where the home team actually had that much of an advantage. It was kind of awesome. Because I'm so used to how horrible it is where it becomes the mini Bell Center away from home.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's unfortunate that that's how it had to go.
Yeah. I miss seeing
Sorry.
games.
I'm sorry, Josh.
Let's see. What other questions we got?
So, Peak of Good Living asked, what is your worst rage moment while watching hockey?
Do you want recently or?
That's a cool question.
This is also from our NFL.
I'd have to say the most recent one for me would be when Douglas Murray elbowed Tosca in the face and laid him out, and I immediately wanted to go to Tampa and rip his fucking head off. Because I watched him hit the ice, and I went, "You bitch, I will cut you."
My recent one, and I didn't actually get to watch it live as it happened. Jamie McBain was, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he pushed a Montreal player into our goalie and injured our goalie.
Oh.
Like, but then he did it again to another one.
Oh, come on.
It's like, what the hell? Him, Mike Weber, and Philly Lano caused much rage this season. But yeah.
I don't really know if I have a rage moment for hockey. Looking at this tweet, I could give you the NFL answer for this one because the original post was from our NFL, but I don't have one really for hockey.
Alright, we'll hear your NFL one.
The NFL one is when Matt Dodge kicked it to Deshaun Jackson in that Eagles-Giants game.
Mm.
That was... He just had to kick it out of bounds.
I
I've never been so annoyed as I have been these past two games. Before then, I would have to go back to the Thrashers. And the whole way that was done was not cool.
yeah, that
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did lose a team.
It was 11 days away from making me sad.
Yeah, I think. I mean, of all time, I remember the outrage when I was younger, and I remember the whole foot in the crease thing. But I was so young that I didn't really understand how bad it was. And then I grew up and realized, and I was like, God damn it, fuckers. But no, recently it's just been my team and the so-called defense in front of my police.
it's ridiculous.
It's horrible. It's bad when you're putting John Scott in your first line. So let's see.
Any other questions?
What is your favorite Toronto Maple Leafs joke from at King of Good Living?
I have a few.
It was 4-1.
No,
Uh,
mine's a few classic ones. It's how can you tell it's spring? The leaves are out.
Well, to be fair, it's true.
I know, but I feel bad saying them because we're so terrible this year. But
I also quite like that image that's like the coincidences between the Maple Leafs in 2014 and from whatever period it was before they made it last year, where it did not make playoffs the whole way down on each side.
and only in the spring do the leaves fall was the other one.
Oh, that's terrible.
They're bad. It's I know them because rivals and all that, but
Not a joke, but the ownership of Harold Ballard was pretty hilarious too. Actually, yeah, that is a joke.
yeah. Right now, their whole management is a walking joke.
Also, another good joke was the toaster thing during 24/7, and the water bottle, please.
Detective Clarkson, he'll come after you.
Yep.
Surprised he hasn't made any arrests on.
Oh, speaking of Clarkson, his contract.
Good joke.
That's an entire different category.
Yeah.
Or how about just the cap situation for them going forward?
Oh God.
It's
Shout out to
terrible.
Ari with the crucial. I can't. I got a blanket in my mouth. Sorry.
Let's see. I think the Leafs are a walking joke.
Yeah.
They're like the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got that wealth, but they're so inept.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
think of all the injuries that are coming out after the teams being eliminated?
Oh God. I don't see why you push somebody like that. I don't see why you would make something worse. I mean, at least Tampa was smart getting Bishop out. But I mean, like, pushing Chara with a, fractured finger that could possibly be infected, I'm just like, no.
Yeah,
You could see it through the hand, though. That's the worst part. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gangrene.
I had a family member who had an infection from something that went untreated. I was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, winning can't be more important than sending someone to a hospital with that.
Mm.
Oh, Latang, what, broke his foot in Game 6 and hand in Game 7? And after coming back from a stroke?
Oh God.
Like, you're just looking at the list of things that these people are playing through, and you're like, what? Does your health not matter? But painkillers, that's what they live off of, painkillers.
What about last year, Bergeron?
He sounded like a car
Uh.
crash victim after all that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's see, it's...
Or I mean, like, you know, Tev's playing with concussions.
See, that should not be happening in any...
Yeah, no.
No, but...
Concussions are not fun.
There's
Nope.
just so many injuries, and you're like... Oh, it's interesting.
I have to wonder, having studied like economics or the whole things about trade-offs, is it really worth risking those injuries, hoping you win this year, than to take the time off and hope you do it in the future? Because what if something horrible happens to you and then that playoff run never happens?
Well, somebody said a 75% shot is better than a 100% rookie defender. If your bone's about to pop out of your hand, you shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
If you want a staph infection, that's how you get a staph infection.
Yeah.
And that means you may lose your hand.
And I think that's kind of important for hockey.
Yeah,
It's not important to anything.
You kind of need your hand. I understand that, an injured person might be better than a rookie, but you gotta draw the line, and I think, yeah. No. I just, I don't know. Let's see what else is going on.
Yeah. So one thing that we haven't discussed is the LA and Chicago series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the West. That's right. Us Eastern people.
Oh, yeah.
East Coast media bias.
Yep.
All day, every day. Kings are streaky.
Yeah.
Kings are being streaky.
That third goal, that 3-on-1 in game 1 by the Hawks was a nice goal.
Oh God, I loved that. I'm just like Kings. What are you doing? This gets you nowhere. I mean, it's just San Jose all over again. Except hopefully this streak continues past game 3 because I want Chicago to go and win.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, we don't talk about the West. Let's not talk about the West. I think the Kings are streaky, and Chicago's in the mode, so.
The name Cardiac Kings works well with this Los Angeles team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will agree with that. Yeah. So, what happens on Wednesday? It's about to say tomorrow night, but that realization.
That there's no hockey tomorrow.
This actually break though works well for Los Angeles given the fact of how many look at their schedule against Anaheim and San Jose, how close the games were that it gives them this like nice little period of rest.
Yeah.
They need to show up and actually play.
Yep.
That's what they need to do. Show up and actually play. especially if they want to win, because they have to win in Chicago at some point.
Which that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Places that I do not want to play: Bell Center, the UC, and Madison, because they all get loud.
Yep.
Not that Staples doesn't get loud, but it's just I don't add that on the list of stadiums for me.
Let's
Yeah.
see. We don't have any more questions, or just people complaining?
People complaining Jake having an identity crisis right now.
Oh, I was looking at my phone. Jeez.
Poor Jake. Or is it Josh? He doesn't know anymore.
No, it's having an identity crisis. Do we have anything else? Ari still tweeting about the Islanders.
There was something
He's pretty truculent about that.
about.
She's showing serious truculence about the Islanders right now. Maybe it's a sign the Islanders should just scout Mimico.
Are they not already?
Good Minnesota boys.
I thought that was the plan for the Leafs.
Get those Mimico boys. The best proposed Leafs fake roster was the whole Ontario one, which was just basically get all the All-Stars from Ontario onto the Leafs. Screw the cap.
So they're going with that the Mimico roster that RA tried to draft up.
That could work.
Could totally work.
Yeah.
Why is Jess upset? I missed the memo.
We're talking about Miami.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we brought up the Sharks. So
yeah.
I just said they're overreacting.
Well, I think also because I brought up the reverse sweep.
yeah.
Ooh.
If
that
your
was on you.
team gets reverse sweep, you're basically gonna have a reaction regardless of it. 2004 when the Yankees got reverse sweep, it was just like, what the hell? So
This is a random thought. I wonder if these teams have like sports psychologists?
yeah, they
Like-
do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They must not be very good. Well, if it's a mental thing, then
I'm
they
sure
address that.
the first sounds that they hear after getting reverse sweep is Simon and Garfunkel's Sound of Silence playing over and over in their heads.
Oh god.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm pretty sure that's what the fans felt. I felt that. I felt that a few times
Poor
this
Jess.
year. So
First thing I felt back in December, or in November, broken legs.
yeah, I think mine happened when we lost the draft lottery.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy for my Flow Bros, but jeez, I did not see that coming. I thought you guys were gonna get it.
Nah, that would mean that something actually went to plan.
One thing I find interesting though about this Buffalo team this year is just looking at like other like bad teams, is especially Calgary. Looking at Calgary's roster compared to Buffalo's roster, you would think Calgary would have finished with the worser record than Buffalo. Yeah,
You would think that.
Yeah.
This is one of the common misconceptions online is that Buffalo has iced a all rookie team all year round. That's not the truth at all.
Oh, yeah. That's
After
Tampa.
After the new management came in, every single rookie except one went back to juniors or to Rochester. The only person that stayed was Girgensons. The only reason we started bringing rookies back up is because everyone started getting injured. We iced a shitty team. We iced a team of fourth liners and people who barely make it in the league.
Yeah.
We didn't we didn't have a ton of rookies. We didn't have anything of worth. We had Girgensons as a rookie and he deserved to be there and still does, but outside of him, Ennis, Myers, Ehrhoff, Hodgson, Stafford, the rest of the team was shit. And our goalies are all fantastic, but we're just
Right.
we just iced a shitty team. If you're gonna criticize our roster, they're all fourth liners or people who barely made it. So
Yeah.
it's bad.
Tampa was putting out rookies. At least.
You guys were playing rookies, we weren't.
Yeah. So I mean. Yeah.
Oh yeah, our players do play like rookies. I mean, Jesus, it's terrible. It's horrible. If it was all the young guys playing, I think this year would have been a much more enjoyable season to watch. But there were people who've been in the league for years, and you're just sitting there going, "What the fuck was that?"
Why are you making rookie mistakes?
Why would you do that? What the hell were you thinking? Things that consistently came out of my mouth the entire season. Because that's what was in front of on the ice, not veterans should not do that.
Yeah.
And then one of our veterans gets suspended for substance abuse. So, yay.
I don't know. List of things that you do not.
It's a bad season. It's really bad. But, yeah, I think next year the Flames will do better.
Yeah, I miss good Flames. I miss the team that we went up in the Stanley Cup Finals against.
I don't think the Oilers have quite recovered yet.
Oh
No.
god, no.
Yeah.
They'll be rebuilding for a while.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
They need to break that old boys club in the front office.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing that's really holding them back.
That and drafting defensemen.
Basically, yeah.
They got one last year, but unfortunately defensemen take longer to develop.
Oh god, yes.
Yeah.
So
Tampa learned this lesson
the hard way.
So you gotta go in for those forwards.
Yep. See,
I mean, we do have Truin and
that's the only thing that gives me hope.
Truin.
We went all out in drafting defensemen, and those guys are developing now. We start drafting our forwards, it'll all come together at the same time.
And that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
In theory.
God,
So
I
yeah.
don't want to see that. Ugh.
Well, it's not that scary.
You
It's
said
not that bad.
Well, we haven't seen it yet, so
Yeah, we don't know which forward we're getting this year. And we have to see if, Grigorenko rebounds from whatever happened. So, let's see. Any other questions? Since I stole the show.
yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, we're being.
I may have started an East Coast West Coast war, so just a heads up.
Oh.
With my hashtags of East Coast Beast Coast and East Coast Bias and West Coast Less Coast.
It's true.
Uh-oh.
So just a heads up with that one.
It's
East
not our fault
Coast.
we're better.
Guess I'll go buy a gun outside Walgreens.
It's not
What
my
is
fault.
Is it not about rap? Sorry.
No,
It's easier
it's
to watch East Coast games because they're not on at midnight. And when they are, when your team's on a road trip and they're on at midnight, you're like, what the hell?
You people all suck.
Yeah.
I mean, I can deal with Central.
time zones. How do they work?
Time zones are bullshit.
No, I get how they work. It's just, it's horrible.
No, it doesn't look like we really don't have any more. We answered all the questions.
Is that
Yay!
possible?
We did it.
Yes. So surprising.
Yeah. I don't know what to do about this East Coast West Coast thing. We should all just everyone just go to the Midwest and middle of the country and
Woohoo! Central
Yeah.
Time Zone Master Race.
Apparently that is the far.
Yes.
Attractions to it, so.
So on that note, especially because we are over an hour, let's start wrapping up.
All right.
Alright.
Alright. So this has been another episode of Our Hockey After Hour. You could follow us on Twitter at Our HockeyCast. You could visit us on the internet at ourhockeycast.com, where you could watch all this episode when it's put up and all previous episodes from not just the After Hour show, but from shows like Summary Sunday, KHL Updates with Lakria, and the Puckin' Awesome podcast, which was on earlier tonight. As for our host, you could follow me on Twitter at Andrew Paddock, Padyk, just in case Ron listens to this. You could follow Josh on Twitter at J_Eddington23. He is also the Lindback to this podcast. And special thanks for covering for us again.
Not a problem.
And for our fill-in special guest host tonight, you can follow Cassie on Twitter at AbstractHalo and Amanda on Twitter at Fabuloshi.
Thanks, Ron, for that one.
That is a fantastic handle.
You mean it's fabulous?
It is fabulosious.
God.
And that has been the pun for tonight. Thanks again, guys, for covering.
No problem.
Yeah. Really big help for tonight.
That's fine.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
No problem. Anytime. You could listen to us again on Thursday, either at 11:30 if we go off our regular scheduled time, or again at 12 if we have a bit of a delay. Again, sorry for the delay. We just had to get everyone in and all that stuff. So, on that note, good night. I'm sorry there's no hockey tomorrow, so you may have to go outside and look at nature.
Oh my god.
Guys, there's an outside.
Don't forget your sunscreen.
Let's be real, that's just the Matrix.
I think so. Anyway, good night, y'all, and stay classy, planet Earth.
Yep.